Augustine believes that humans are responsible for their own sin, but that God is responsible for salvation. And he sees in the story of Adam the idea that humans are responsible for their fallenness, for their imperfection. Augustine's single great contribution, his most prominent contribution to Christian theology, is to articulate the idea of original sin. The idea that the fall of mankind in the Garden of Eden, the disobedience of Adam and Eve, forever altered the human condition, that it put humans in bondage to the flesh, and that humans, as creatures of the flesh, are born with a sinful nature. And these ideas are responsible for the profound psychological insights of the confessions. No, the sins of children, his own will to do evil. Recall the way that he talks about the will of young boys simply to be wicked, to be malicious, to be bad for its own sake. Augustine believes that humans have a will, something inside them that's moved by the flesh, by desire. That make a person corrupt and fallen, simply by nature of being a human. And the only way that they are set free, that they begin to be healed from this sickness, is through the Christian church, through baptism and the Eucharist, the effective signs of God's grace, the sacraments. These experiences that are signs of God's grace and that change a person. These Christian sacraments have the deepest meaning for Augustine. And Augustine is willing to accept mass conversion. He's willing to accept the mainstreaming of Christianity. He's willing to accept that the church is becoming coextensive with society, because he believes it is the will of God, who has ordained the triumph of the church in history. Augustine sees a great parallel in his own biography as an individual and the biography of his society. Was he responsible for his own salvation? Did he put Ambrose in front of him? Did Augustine choose to experience Ambrose? Or did he just come to Milan and to Ambrose? Was he put there? Augustine, in the Confessions, says, look at all of the things outside myself, which I'm not responsible for, which led to my salvation. And he sees this paralleled in the biography of his society. Think of these masses of people coming into the church. Did each one of them completely, freely of their own will choose to become a Christian? Or is it the effect of all of the things around them, of the whole society, of the whole world? Would all of these people be Christians if it weren't for Constantine? No. Augustine believes that this is ordained by God as his providential design for history.